We have two issues. Two calves went under the fence and went outside, so we're going to fetch them and we will put them in here because the herd will now be attended, because we also need to add a few earmarks before the shipment can actually happen. They won't accept an animal at the slaughterhouse without the proper earmarks, and they have to be on both sides. That's a mandatory thing. The smaller animals have this tendency to try to get through, and they lift the fence up. We have a piece that we need to fix that is further ahead, where they have figured it out, at least one, and then that one taught another one. And so they have been wandering around looking for fresh green grass. And of course, now that we will step by step remove the adults, our fencing definitely needs to improve, but before we are left with only the small ones, there will be a year that we can use this year to make more improvements to the fence. The thing is, even if the fence is hot, the animal lifts this wire, this one down there, and then because of the size, they go forward when the pulse comes, and then they are on the other side. So it takes a while until they decide, I won't touch it. And of course, you can see that the wire is not extremely tensioned, and there is a wide space between the fence posts that contributes to the issue. But then, as I've been saying, it's better to have some fences and some control over the movement, 80-20 rule, instead of doing something very perfect and have the rest wide open and then do continuous grazing in the rest. So it's a question how you do this, but you have to start somewhere, and Rome wasn't built in one day either. So there you can see what the issue is. So the first one just slipped through. The other one should use the proper entrance, but that is the area where we need to improve the fence. Now the intention is to separate the 7 that will go from the rest of the herd and leave the herd there. Yes, we do have a sorting facility, but it's not finished, and the guys think they can do it there. In the past, people didn't have a sorting facility, so that was always the case, to do it right there. And if that fails, well, then we put them through the makeshift sorting facility. There will be a day when this is finished, despite the fact that I said we are removing the cattle, because it's also useful for other types of animals. And keep in mind, this is a multi-year process, so we might reintroduce them later. The only thing that we would need to do is to bring in another bull. And speaking about the bull, so that went well. These 2 bulls have already left the herd. So now it's about finding the others. And I stand guard here in order to not make them go far, so that the others won't start following them. So now I gave them a signal with my hand, like this, so that they will stay there. Now we are getting some sunshine. Forecast talked about 50% chance of rain, so might be, might not be. Sunshine is also helpful, so that our solar panels can produce some electricity. We're a little bit low. So there goes the other problem. I'm not sure whether you have been able to see that, because I wasn't zooming in. It's the little ones that get confused. The adults somehow know, and then things are easy. So I can't leave my post here, so I cannot really go in there and show you details. And zooming means shaky camera. So I'll probably stop filming and show you the result later. This will be a few more than those that we need to remove. And there is no point in trying to put the other ones back. This will happen later. It's all about to maintain the things as tranquil as possible. And so far it's looking good. I can also mention that this bull is part because we want to stop the reproduction, and this is TBC negative. We will sell, if possible, the beef of all the others, but the beef from this one we will distribute amongst ourselves to fill up the freezer instead of buying beef from someone else of not known origin. We will take this one, so this one will feed us. Looks like we are complete, so we will take them now to the squeeze chute and add the earmarks that are missing, and then we wait for the truck. Well, that went well. They passed me because they didn't want to go in there, despite the fact that one offered them a bag with feed. So they came now here, and now we need to push them back, but that won't be very difficult. See, not so hard, at least the first part. The guys are up there to catch them. The animals know where the paths are. But here and there, of course, they are confused because they don't know the intention. And if they would probably do a few more things. Now they seem to be interested in the feedback. And now they are in.
¿La tienes? Sí. ¿Le una vuelta a eso, no? No, no va a hacer pues. ¿A que te deja aquí amarrar? Para acá, para acá, para acá, para acá. Aquella puerta la metraré. ¿Tienes que quitar eso?
Sí, porque el separador lo tengo muy corregido para y es igual que la puerta.
Ahí no estoy, ¿no? Para el uso.
So now the inner compartment is open, and the plan is to put another panel here so that we have some sort of a funnel, and then everybody just can go towards the end of the box.
Hop! 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 Puerta abajo. Eso, adelante. Hop! 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 Hop!
Acá. Acá. Cerro, cerro. Acá. ¡Levo! ¡La vaca, oye!
Ahora sí. ¡Ah, la vaca!
You may remember that at the beginning of the video I talked about 7 animals, including that whitish bull that we wanted to have for our own consumption. Well, that one gave us a hard time, and at the end he was not loaded. He escaped and he ran away over several paddocks and other places. So at the very end we terminated being very wet because it also started to rain and the driver had to leave, and that bull saved itself or himself from being loaded onto the truck, and he is with the herd. The new plan is to leave him be, and if he jumps a few cows, well, so be it. We think most of them are already pregnant, so it doesn't change a thing. And at a later point we will then figure out when we will remove him and turn him into beef. But that's in the future.